is up, YouTube? How are you guys doing today? It's Mr. Ferguson here. Thank you so much for coming back by for yet another video, talking about the lawn, talking about things we're doing here in late spring. Another beautiful, gorgeous day here in North Carolina. The first thing I wanted to say was thank you all. Thank you so much. We was at 97 subscribers a few days ago on the channel. We've now surpassed it in just over 100. Hats off to you guys. Thank you so much. I have no idea why you care about these videos, but hey, I appreciate your support and thank you so much for it. Without you guys, I would still probably make the videos regardless, because it's great to go back and look at my yard at where it was and where I've been able to transform it through just basically using YouTube, using guides and direction from lawn care professionals. I was thinking about that the other day cutting the grass. I was like, well, even if nobody cares, I would still be doing this just for my recollection, and the kids will be able to go back, you know, if we ever move from this location and do different things, you know, live somewhere else, another state, another location here in North Carolina, they'll be able to see the old yard and what it used to look like. Even today, I'll pull up old videos of guys, look at what our yard used to look like. And they're like, our yard looked like that? And I said, yeah, it looked like that. Now look at what we got, man. And so they're even impressed and don't even realize, you know, the work that's gone into it. So anyways, thank you guys so much. If you're unsubscribed and feel like hitting that subscribe button, we appreciate it. We'd love to have you here for the conversation. Thank you guys for commenting and let me know what's going on in your yard. It's always interesting to hear what you're dealing with, what you're seeing. So please continue to start the conversation down there, and I'm happy to respond and read your comments, as well as any improvements or tips you may have for myself. So today we're going to go over two things. Number one is soil test. I did a soil test. I sent it in about a week and a half ago, and I've had the results, and I'm like, hey, this is a perfect time to do a video about the soil test, because then we're going to, based off that soil test, we're going to do some stuff in the yard again. So the first thing I want to do is we're going to go inside. Yes, the house of Mr. Ferguson. You get to go in. I actually built a PC just in, let's see, it was around January. Built my own desktop PC. So really, first one I ever did. Proud, push that power button, scariest thing in my life, but it worked. So we're gonna go in here to the PC, and I wanna show you my results of my lawn, of my soil on the soil test, and just do a quick overview. If you've never done it, this will be great for you, because it is very, very useful. It helps you pinpoint what you need to do in your lawn to make it look better, and that's what we all want. So let's go inside, take a look at the soil test. Just real quick before we go into soil test area, this is the PC that I was mentioning that I built. I just wanted to quickly show it to you. We got it tucked under the desk here, but pretty cool. Proud of my first ever PC build, that it worked, and you know, it looks pretty cool. So it's not the greatest in the world, but it definitely does the job, and be able to play games on it and do anything else that I need to do. And hopefully soon, instead of editing these videos on my phone, which is what I'm currently doing, I enjoy it that way, I'll be able to edit on the PC. But anyways, there you go, the beast. All right guys, so here at the computer, this is the yard mastery test that I've done this year. As you can maybe see, hopefully you can kind of see it on here. It may be too far away, but we'll go in closer for the soil test. But it's $29.99 on the Yard Mastery website, so it's 30 bucks. What you want to do is get your 8 to 10 soil samples in your yard, and take those soil samples as you fill it up your cup and dump it in a sandwich bag. Again, 8 to 10 locations, sporadic throughout your yard. Shake it up. You want to remove any clumping, pull any roots out, grass, bugs, anything like that, the best you can. Once you get it nice and mixed up in that bagging, you take one good scoop of that, level it off, and you want to take that lid off the jar, dump it in, seal it back tight. You're going to put it in this self-included envelope, and it's got the mailing address, the postage is paid. You literally just put it in the mailbox, ship it off, and in 6 to 10 days you get your results here. And now we're going to talk about why we care about it. Here is my soil test that I got back just a few days ago. So the very surprising thing, the first thing everybody looks at, is the nitrogen. So here's our bar graph, and as you see, the optimum level is between here and here is where you want your bar graph to stop. So obviously you want all of these categories to be in between the green. It's not likely to be possible, especially if you're not doing soil tests, you know, all the time. You have no idea what's in your soil. So when I got mine back, I was very surprised at the nitrogen right here. below optimal. I had no idea. I was like, how in the world? I feel like I put down so much FERT that I thought I was going to be over here in this range. The nitrogen, actually on my first soil test I was, because I had no idea. I was just throwing nitrogen out there and then got my soil test and I was this much high. But anyways, you also have your raw data over here, which just breaks it down into, you know, it just tells you total nitrogen 5.3 is low. So being that it was low, now this was taken just before that 4 day of rain that we got. And if you recall in the previous videos, I had some Weaver, about 20 pounds of Weaver fertilizer, 27.47 or something like that I put down just before that rain came, and that's where I'm getting my beautiful green popping color right now. However, I still believe I'm probably right on the line probably for nitrogen still currently. But anyways, our pH level, you want to keep it between 6 and 7, and it tells you these are your optimal ranges of where you want your soil to be. So you know exactly by doing this soil test, by paying 30 bucks, sending it off, waiting 6 days, you're gonna know exactly what you need to do to optimize your soil to make your grass look even better. So if you've never done this, highly recommend it. But we are low on the potassium. We're 38 to 72 is what we want to be. We're at a 12.9. So we need, clearly, we need some 24/4 Carbon X, and that's what they recommend. Obviously, Yard Mastery is in partnership with Carbon X, so that's what they're going to recommend. And we also have this in the shed, which is Green Punch 1801, but you're going to get more of that potassium out of the Carbon X with the 4 there, so 4% potassium. But anyways, and the rest of it after your big 3, you know, the sulfur down is really your micronutrients. And if you recall, I've put down microgreen several times this year, so in a lot of these I'm either high or optimal. So the microgreen, this is how you also know, am I wasting money with biostimulants? Is it doing anything at all in my yard? Am I just putting down this dark liquid for no reason? I'm wasting $100. Well, I can tell you right now, me doing microgreen, RGS, aerate, things of that nature with the humic 12 in it, all of these, you can see my micronutrients are really good. I'm low on boron, we're good. I mean 0.08 out of 0.22. Not that far away, and we're actually high in manganese, we're actually high in magnesium, but everything else is optimal. Sulfur we're a little low, and again the potassium. So anyways, it does give you recommended fertilizer, and based off what we're looking at here, that recommendation is totally legit. So today we're actually going to put down our last FERT application of the spring, which will be Carbon X. I bought some. As soon as I got the soil test, I'm like, okay, I need some nitrogen and I need some potassium. So we need a something, 0 something, and Carbon X was the winner. And Carbon X has nothing but good news about it and good reviews. So that's what we're gonna go with. So we'll throw down some Carbon X for our last one of the year, and then we'll go from there and see maybe a soil test later on in the fall to see where we stand. So that's the soil test, and that's why we want to do a soil test. And to be fair, you do not have to go through Yard Mastery to get a soil test. You do not have to go through Soil Savvy. I'm sure there's hundreds of different soil tests you can do. But look up in your area, you may actually be able to do a soil sample and take it somewhere free to a local government location, and they may test it for free. I have heard of people doing that with traffic and all that, and not knowing where I'm going, and is this guy going to take it or not. To me, I would rather just pay the 30 bucks, get it in the mail, come out here, do my samples, fill it up, send it, and then actually when you send it off, they send you an email from Yard Mastery, just for your knowledge. You set up your account ahead of time and you can see where it's registered, and as soon as it hits, it says completed, you click on it and boom, there's your soil results. With the doing it free with a local government agency, you may have to be mailed the information. It may take longer. You may be put in the back of the line compared to some businesses. So anyways, just know that. But hopefully guys, you can see if you've never done a soil test and you're looking at defining what type of fertilizer do I buy? Do I need potassium? Do I need more nitrogen? Do I need, what do I need? Do I need micronutrients? The microgreen and the biostimulants may be what your lawn is needing, or it could be that you need a specific type of fertilizer. So hopefully this helps somebody out there and gives you a little bit of knowledge like it did for me. What we're going to move into is doing a Carbon X throwdown, the last one of the year. Obviously going into summer, we don't want to put too much nitrogen on the soil, and Carbon X being 24% nitrogen is pretty high, but I'm willing to risk it because Carbon X is like the fertilizer gold, just like the biostimulants are liquid gold. So that'll be, you know, it's a 24 or 27 pound bag, so it's 3 pounds per 1,000. We're gonna spread that out, and we got some rain coming in this week, so I may do that today, I may wait and do it tomorrow, but we'll see. So anyways, that's what we're gonna do next. All right, guys, so we got some gold here. It is a 24 pound bag. So I'll be taking this will be my last fertilizer app of the season. Well, yard today, it's cloudy. I mean, it's looking really green. It can be greener, but I think this will do it because 24% nitrogen in this stuff. This is great stuff. I wanted to hold it, but then again, in the fall, we're gonna be overseeding, and I'm gonna probably be using like a starter fert. I may use some of the next products to actually get that new seed to germinate, and I feel a little bit of sprinkles coming on. So it's supposed to rain the next couple days, so this is almost the perfect time to put it down. But I kind of want to mow tomorrow as well, but we should be fine. It may actually be rainy, and I may have to wait a few days to mow. So we're gonna put this down, get some Carbon X on the ground. I have to say, look at that. It reminds me of that, the stuff that you would get at the mall. I can't remember, but it was ice cream, the ice cream of the future. That's exactly what it reminds me of. Look at that. It's crazy. Looks delicious, except for it's a bunch of stuff you would not want to eat at all. Spread it pretty good all over the yard. So we'll see if too much nitrogen occurs or if it darkens up and looks crazy insanely good. Carbon X start will probably come this fall when we do an overseed. As I mentioned last video, I bought Pete's Cool Blue seed, 85% turf type called fescue and 15% Kentucky bluegrass. So really excited about that this fall, even though it's an overseed. 3 to 6 pounds per 1,000 square feet is what we put down, so it's about 25 pound bag. So we'll do that, especially in the bare spots. We may do some peat moss there, so that'll be coming up down the road in the future content. Also, my neighbor Kevin, who watches this, so shout out to Kevin. We've talked about getting an aerator for a day and doing his yard, doing my yard for a full day, and then taking it back from the rental place. It's about 15 minutes down from our house. So that is definitely something in the future we'll do. And it'll be a lot different than last year. Last year it was just bare dirt out here. This year we have an established lawn, so it's overseeding. And as I mentioned, down the road into the winter, this coming winter, we're gonna try prodiamine in late winter to try to stop some of the POA. Don't want to wait too late because cool season weed starts germinating around 55 degrees soil wise. But then again, if we're throwing down Kentucky bluegrass, it takes about 3 weeks to germinate, so it takes a long time, whereas fescue is about 14 days you should start seeing it. Or turf type tall fescue is about 14 days compared to Kentucky bluegrass, which is 3 weeks, so way longer to germinate and begin to see any of the seedlings top up. So anyways, enough rambling. Thank you guys for stopping by. Again, if you're not unsubscribed, please subscribe down below. Leave your comments, guys. I'd love to get to know you guys more often, where you're from, what you guys are looking like in the lawn, what's the last fertilizer you used, have you used Carbon X, and what did you think of it? Is it worth the price of 50 bucks for a bag of it? Or have you found generic stuff at the box stores that are just as good? Probably the latter, if I was to imagine. But thanks again for stopping by the channel. We hope to see you on the next video.